Hi, welcome to Business Forward. This is Travis Markwood with the Lancaster Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce. We're filming today. We're out at the Home and Joy Farm. I'm here with Doug and Robin Cronin. Guys, thanks for letting us come out and see your facilities here.
Oh, welcome. Thanks
for coming. Welcome to the Home and Joy Farm.
Absolutely. Well, there's a lot of reasons we're out here, but we definitely want to take a little tour of the facility today and really talk about this. This is quite a unique facility here we have in Fairfield County, and we have a big event that we're hosting out here coming up in September. So we're going to talk about that on the show as well. But before we get there, let's talk a little bit. We're right out here at the entrance of the farm. Let's talk about how you guys kind of got started with the horse facility here. We've also got a petting farm. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on out here. What's the passion behind it?
Well, I mean, the farm has been in my family since, my great-great-grandfather had built our house. And so we just started, we were a cattle operation as I was growing up as a child. We converted this over from a dairy farm actually to a beef farm, and converted it over to equine.
Okay.
And it was Robin's passion within the equine as far as why we started heading into that direction. And then we just had a bigger goal as far as just creating a facility that we can be used, for the community, really to impact youth, just to give back to the community a little bit.
Absolutely. Now, Robin, you said that you were interested in equine, and tell me a little bit about your passion behind that.
Well, ever since I was a little girl, I've always loved horses, had a pony when I was little, and I think when you have a love for horses, it's just there, and animals in general. So I looked at our one Frisian horse for over a year before we bought her, and she was the start of our horses here, and we'll show her to you on the tour today. But just wanted to start enjoying the horses. The good thing is I like to ride. The bad thing is I don't have to ride to love horses. So we're here, and we just love to take care of the horses and equine in general, and just animals, God's creation.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's talk about how many horses are here on site, approximately.
What do we have, about 30?
Close to that.
Yeah. A lot of stalls, a lot going on out here. I'm sure it's hard to keep count because we've got them out here in paddocks and in the pastures, so they're all over the place. But we've also got some other unique additions here after the horses came, maybe the petting farm, and talk a little bit about, we're going to go take a look at that here in a second, but we've got the petting farm, and what do you use this facility for, like with the petting farm and stuff? I know you have a lot of events and things out here, right?
Well, we're wanting to start opening the petting farm for schools to come to, preschools, daycares, and just like we've had some of the children from Special Olympics out here, Big Brothers, Big Sisters.
Okay.
So
great.
We have some really sweet animals here, and you can walk up to some of our llamas and you can actually hug them.
Yeah.
And you'll get introduced to Oreo and Chip here in a little bit. But everybody thinks llamas just spit. Well, no, they don't. Usually, if you're just in the crossfire, there's just so much to learn about animals and just the beauty and the love of God's creation.
Absolutely. Now, Doug, you guys have also hosted some shows and some rides and such out here, correct?
Yes.
With the horses, pretty big regional draw, right?
We've been doing. We didn't do it this year, but we've been doing a cowboy mounted shooting where we actually learn or teach the horses we ride them and shoot 45 caliber pistols off of them. And of course, now that's not live ammo. I mean, it's not a good spectator sport when you're shooting live ammo. Right. We've been trying to get other things into horse events. We got an event right before the Taste of Fairfield County, so it's going to be a busy week there coming into this. So it's just going to be, we like I said, we try to use this. We're trying to get it completely set up to where it's a lot more effective when we have large groups. When we have 50 kids coming in at a time, it makes it kind of difficult. So we're making some changes. You'll see some of the changes that we're doing, and it's just going to make it more conducive to handling larger groups.
We had like 60-some children with the YMCA when they were here a couple summers ago.
Yeah, great. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm excited to go look at the facility a little bit more. I think we're going to head over to the petting farm and check out some of the creatures you have in there, right?
Yep.
All right, let's go take a look. Hi, welcome back to Business Forward. Again, I'm Travis Markwood with the Lancaster Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce, here with Doug and Robin Cronin, and lots of donkeys, many donkeys, right? Billy Bob's the mascot of Home and Joy Farms, right here beside me. But we're in the petting farm area, and we want to talk a little bit about this. Now, we've had quite a few visits here from some of your miniature donkeys. What else do we have out here?
We have llamas. We keep female llamas over here. We have llama boys, I call them, out in the back. We have goats, and we have 3 sheep, Mojo and Curly. And 3 mini ponies. And Dominique.
Yeah.
He's our little
And
stud donkey.
alpacas.
And 2 alpacas.
Okay. All right. You sure you got them all? Did you list them all?
We listed them all, didn't we?
Other than the peacocks.
Doug was saying earlier, sometimes he'll pull in after work and just a new animal will be sitting there staring at him as he drives in, right?
That's right. You just gets a name and it stays here forever.
Good deal, good deal. Now, we talked a little bit about your vision for the petting farm, and that's to have some school groups out and some different community groups out. And you've actually started to build the facility. We're standing right here in brand new fence and walkway. Talk a little bit about what your vision is here.
One of the problems that we had when we were have groups out is if it rained or any kind of inclement weather that it just made it a little bit more difficult to do larger groups. So one of the things we wanted to do is we wanted to highlight, number one, our peacocks, which are in a barn, which really is really hard for kids to see, but when they see them and how beautiful they are. So what we did is we had an old silo here, and I'm usually the no guy. Me and Robin will come up with all the ideas, and I always say, no, you can't do that. But in this sense, she said, just listen to me before I tell you this. Can we use the silo as an aviary or to put the peacocks in? And I said, okay, let me think about it. So this is what we came up with. And so this is in process. The birds will hopefully be moved here in the next week. We're finishing everything up. But then that way the aviary will be in here. But the nice thing about it is with this board fence around it, the kids and the visitors can walk through this side, and the animals can be on this side, so they can feed them, they can, you know, interact with them. And we really didn't have that before in a lot of our situations. So that's what's going to make this kind of a focal point of the small animal barn.
Absolutely. Now, how many peacocks do we have?
We have 8.
Okay. All right.
And a baby one. One of them's a baby.
And yeah, so what we're doing is they've been kind of selected as far as their limited growth because of the space that we have. So it'll allow us to grow the flock. I want to bring in some other birds. I want to bring in some what they call golden pheasants, other animals and stuff that people can enjoy.
Absolutely. Well, I know we're going to walk around here a little bit more, but you also have stables in here, right?
Yes.
And the stables are for all the animals here to get them out of the weather and things like that.
Yeah, they go in the weather.
Yep, absolutely. And this silo, part of the original farm?
This is part of the original farm. This silo was put up in 1963, okay. And it was used when we had dairy cattle and beef cattle to put ensilage in, and so really it hasn't been used. And I kind of hated to tear it down. It kind of gives you the old farm look. Sure. But so that's why we retained it, and this is going to make it a nice use for it, you know, to be able to reuse it. I haven't seen anybody ever make an aviary out of a silo, but we'll give it a try and see what we run into.
Absolutely, it's great you were able to say that because many of the concrete and block type silos they're tearing down these days and replacing with your aluminum steel and stuff like that. So great that you were able to save that. Tell us a little bit more about the farm here. We've got a couple more facilities we want to take a look at. Obviously, the riding facility and the stables, but you guys are also doing some unique things here with compost and things like that, right?
Yeah, one of the things that we do is one of the major products is manure coming out of with all the amount of animals that we have. So we infuse air through a floor, and we infuse that into manure. And what it does is it allows us to fully compost our manure. Within 30 days, it's really fully composted. And so then we'll take it through and maybe we'll get a chance to look at it. The finished product is about like potting soil. And what we do then is incorporate that back onto our fields. But the nice thing about it, because we don't have piles, we maintain everything. There's no odor. We don't have the fly problem. So it gives us a good product that we're putting right back out into our hay fields. And you know, we've already killed off all the weed seeds. Yep. And you know, it just adds back to Mother Nature.
That's great you're able to do that, especially with what's being produced right here on the farm. Now, you talked about hay. This has been a challenging season for hay. We talked about that yesterday, Doug. You got some guys over here. We're putting some hay away today. So this is a fully functioning farm.
This is a fully functioning farm, and you don't realize how much it takes to even run just a horse farm. But it does take a lot of time. Mother Nature hasn't been kind to us as far as getting 3 or 4 days straight without rain to get our so we're still trying to get our first cutting in. Here we are mid-August, right. And so that's what we're trying to do. Hopefully this week it looks like we're going to get a good nice stretch, and we should be able to get everything finished.
Good deal. Well, best of luck there with the weather. Mm-hmm. let's move on and take a look at some of the other parts of the facility here. We want to go over the riding arena and check out some of the stables where the horses are being kept. How about we go take a look?
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Okay, well, we did get a chance to come and meet one of the local celebrities here. From my understanding, this is the guy that everybody wants to come see, and his name is?
Oreo, and then his brother, Chips Ahoy, is right over here. They were a Mother's Day present from Doug about 4 or 5 years ago. So these were our first 2 llamas, and they're kind of our PR guys now, but this is Oreo. You can get as close as you want. You can hug him if you want.
Oh, yeah? Yeah?
There you go.
He's good to go. He's good to go. Well, good. It's neat to see all the animals. We've got some of the other llamas out here. You said this is Oreo, and we've got
Here's Lily. This is Lily.
Willie, okay.
And this is Forrest. He is actually a fainting goat, and they had a purpose. They actually faint to protect the other animals, but he's just one of our livestock here.
Excellent.
This is Blaze. Got 2 alpacas, Mojo and Curly the sheep. Oreo wants another hug.
Yeah. He looks like he didn't get enough attention there.
Yeah, and here's his brother Chip. Chips Ahoy.
Chips Ahoy.
I'm a PR guy too. But what's nice about our petting farm is you get hands-on. You know, there's a few that we keep inside, but they're really lovable. Now this is Fussy Gussie. He always has a little dance. This is Lily. But all these will be here for the event.
Absolutely, yeah. All these animals will be here for the families and kids to see those. Come for our Taste of Fairfield County Agriculture. So thanks for introducing us to really the stars of the show, right?
Yes. Thank you very much for coming.
Absolutely. Well, let's get back over to the riding arena and the stables. Hi, Travis Markwood with the Lancaster-Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce, and right now you're watching the Young Professional Spotlight, and this is sponsored by Cryle Communications, so we appreciate their sponsorship of this program or this segment of the show each month. Today's special guest, young professional Kate Smiley. Kate's with Fairfield National Bank, and she's the Freedom Years Director. Kate, welcome to the show.
Thank you very, very much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Well, we're going to get to know Kate here a little bit. Talking before the show, before the interview, you're a local girl.
Yes.
Graduated from high school here, and you graduated from?
Fisher Catholic in 2005.
Fisher Catholic in 2005. Yep. Okay, great. And then you went on to college.
Yes.
And where did we go to college at?
Bowling Green State University.
And you majored in?
Interior design and marketing.
Interior design and marketing. That's interesting. Yeah. Were you ever able to put the interior design degree to work? Or?
I did. I really enjoy being artistic, so I enjoyed that aspect of it, but not so much having to do what other people wanted. It was I wanted to do what I wanted to do, so I figured I didn't have a career in that, but it was a very good foundation for what I do now.
Absolutely. And let's talk about what you do now.
Yeah.
You're with Fairfield National Bank, and many people don't know that Fairfield National Bank has a program called Freedom Years, which is basically a travel program for your customers, correct? I'll let you explain it a little bit.
It's a very unique program that lets Fairfield National Bank and the Park National Bank Corporation stand out as a whole amongst the competition. And it is a discount travel program, but we also offer things like banking benefits and other things along those lines for the customers who don't feel like traveling, but that's the fun part.
Yeah.
We do seminars, day trips, and then bucket list trips around the world.
Absolutely.
So Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, Italy, we do it all.
Now you talk about these, and you get to go on these,
yes,
right?
Yes, I do.
You are the travel director for these, right? So
I take care of everything.
Where's the most recent trip?
Ooh, we just got back. Since it's winter, we went to the Caribbean. So we did the Southern Caribbean on a Royal Caribbean ship, and it was beautiful, perfect weather. But we kind of stick with the seasons. So if it's cold, we get out of town, and fall, we try to see the fall leaves, any opportunity we can along the East Coast, West Coast. We do a lot of national parks as well, and we try to hit it all in a year if we can.
Well, that's exciting. It sounds
Yes.
like you have an exciting job there at Fairfield National Bank. And
Yes.
certainly if you want to learn more about that, you can get in touch with Kate at Fairfield National Bank. But
Absolutely.
let's also talk a little bit about some of the other things you're involved in, because I know you're busy
Yep.
as a young professional. You've gotten involved in quite a few things in town. You want to talk about a few of those?
Absolutely. I am on the board for the Visitors Convention Bureau for Fairfield County, which has kept me hopping as well. That's always exciting.
Right.
Good things happening there. And then Destination Downtown Lancaster, I'm an avid volunteer for them. I like trying to get involved as much as possible in anything downtown Lancaster. It's just, it's grown up around me, and it's beautiful, and there's so much going on. And so I try to keep up with the local music scene, and Fairfield National Bank does some local
Yeah,
concerts
absolutely.
as well, so I'm
Yeah.
coordinate for that, and there's just a lot of good things happening in Lancaster.
Good deal. Now, you kind of alluded to it in your free time. What are some things you like to do in your free time?
I like to redo my house.
Okay.
Often.
As an interior designer, that makes
Yes.
sense, right?
So I tend to change things up a lot and move my furniture a lot, and I pro bono. I'm willing to help anybody as long as they at the end they're
Yeah.
happy with whatever
Yeah.
I do.
You could probably have a long conversation with my wife, actually. I
good.
think every time I walk home, there's, a new pillow here or
Yep.
something. It's very
Spices
confusing. Very
things up.
confusing. But anyhow, Kate, it's been a pleasure having you on the show, and we really appreciate you being involved in the Young Professionals group. So thanks. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, folks, you've been watching the Young Professionals Spotlight, sponsored by Cryle Communications.
As a company of young professionals, Cryle Communications is proud to sponsor this segment. We specialize in helping businesses and organizations get the right message to the right audience, at the right time, and in the right way. To learn more about Cryle Communications and how they can help you with your communication needs, visit them at crylecommunications.com.
Okay, we've made our way into the riding facility here, again at Joy Home Farm, and with Doug and Robin. And Doug, let's talk about this facility. This is an impressive structure when you're standing here. What are the dimensions of this?
Dimensions this is 100 foot wide by 210 foot long. The height is about 42 feet.
Okay.
So it's covered in it's a clear span, and it's covered in an opalescent, so we've got natural light coming in at all times. So it gives us a nice roomy, airy feeling, and it helps it too with, as far as when you got horses out here riding, and you don't feel like you're claustrophobic and enclosed into a really tight space. So.
Absolutely.
Too. They feel like they're in open pasture. It's so large.
Absolutely, and you can see probably in the background we've actually got some riding lessons going on back there right now, correct?
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, this is just a really impressive facility. I know I've talked to you about this before, been out here a few times, and I always learn something new when I come out. But talk about the actual material that's on the ground here that you use for riding, because it's kind of unique as well, right?
Yeah, the material is actually it's all local material. It's a clay base. We're using a wash sand on top of it, but what we do is we hydrate it with magnesium chloride, and it's a flake that we put down. It's actually harvested out of the Dead Sea in Israel. And it's got a very low pH, so it's good on the horse's hooves. But what it does is it pulls the moisture out of the air and hydrates it. So that tries to keep the dust down. So, it's all natural. We don't have to worry about overwatering or coming in here with equipment just to water for specific events. It's just all right here, all done.
Sure. Now, in this facility, this is where you would actually hold some of maybe your cowboy shoots and things like that at certain times of the year?
We normally try to do the shoots outside.
Okay.
Yeah, mainly because with all the gunpowder and the
Get a little bit
smoke.
of smoke and stuff going on.
It's just we've been lucky so far that our weather has been conducive to allow us to
Yeah.
do it outside.
It is the most fun thing I've done ever.
Yeah. It sounds fun.
Yeah, you don't even have to know. You don't have to have a gun. It's not live ammo, but
Right.
you don't have to have a gun, and they work with you and your horse. They take you step by step through the day. So if you ever see that, don't think you're too much of a beginner, that you can't do it, because you can.
Absolutely. Now, as part of this facility, too, then we'll take a look at that, but you also have kind of an observation room. We have a tack room, and let's talk a little bit about that part of the facility.
Well, this is our whole conditioned area, so we have a lower viewing area. So if you have, let's say, kids are in for training, their parents can watch them out of that. We have birthday parties here where the kids can all watch as they're going through the riding. We have an upstairs. We have 1,400 square foot up there. That's an open, like a party room, but we can use it for meetings, educational facility. We have a lot of classes up there, so it's just kind of an open area. But we also view out into the arena,
which we can show you.
Yeah, we're going to try to take a look at that before we go, no question. Now, how many stalls do we have here in the facility, and talk a little bit about those?
37 stalls, and one of the things that we built this a little bit different is mainly it's for safety. So we're going to look at, the thing is safety for the horse and safety for the workers. So the workers aren't going in, like if it comes time to feed, just like kids, everybody's getting really anxious when everybody wants to eat. Horses will do the same thing. So this way here, the workers can put the feed on the outside and flip the container, and then that will be, they don't have to go in with the horses, and we can do the feeding in a really quick amount of, short amount of time.
Yeah, and automatic watering system, correct?
Automatic watering system is a must here, and even out into our outdoors, they all have, the thermostats on them to where we don't have freezing water in the winter, so we keep a constant supply of water, which is one of the most important things to horses.
And we have nice horses around here, no question. So people like to keep them clean, and that's good to do that. So you got a nice wash bay in here as well, right?
Wash bay, and we have a vet stall which has lighting in. So if the vets have to work on a wound or anything, they can get the lighting into that area. So we tried to, when we designed this, we tried to set it up for, all facets of the business.
Yeah. Well, I don't know a whole lot about horses, but it seems like you thought of everything.
Well, I don't know about that, but
so
far we've been doing it.
Him on this project.
Yeah.
As you can see, it takes a lot of work to keep this going on a day-to-day basis, and we have a wonderful staff here at the Home of Joy Farm, and we just really appreciate them because they really make the difference in what happens around here.
Good deal. Well, I tell you what, it's been really nice taking a look at this facility. I know we want to step out back and kind of wrap up the show, but thanks again for showing us around.
All right, thank you.
Glad you're here.
The Frank E. Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster or 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Business Forward Ribbon Cuttings is brought to you by the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home. Respect for tradition, regard for change. Locations in Lancaster and Baltimore. Visit them at their website at funeralhome.com.
Welcome back to Business Forward. Again, I'm Travis Markwood with the Lancaster Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce, here with Doug and Robin Cronin, and we're here at the Home of Joy Horse Farm and riding facility here. We're right behind the major riding facility, and we've got some of the turnout pastures behind us. We've got a beautiful day out here and a beautiful view, and a nice breeze right now, so things are good. You know, we step back here, and we've got horses back here. You guys do some boarding, correct?
Yes,
and this is part of your boarding process, correct?
The horses get out every day, weather permitting, they're out.
Excellent.
And they love it.
Excellent. Well, one of the things while we're here we wanted to touch on, and I mentioned it earlier in the show, is that we will be hosting the 2015 Taste of Fairfield County Agriculture here at the Cronin Farm, and the Home and Joy Farm, I should say. And this is an event that's kind of morphed over the years. It started out as kind of an awareness and education event at the fairgrounds, and we're in about year 7 or 8 right now. For the last 3 or 4 years, it's been more of a taste of Fairfield County agriculture. To really our hope is to make people more aware of agriculture and what type of business agriculture really is and what it means to our county. because agriculture is one of the major industries here in Fairfield County and has been for a long time. And you guys can probably attest to that. Gosh, to make this place operational, talk about some of the vendors that you guys might use.
Oh, I mean, we have a lot through vets, through different suppliers, feed. I mean, we touch into so many different areas, and plus a working farm.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you can tell, that the economic network of agriculture is broad and vast, and supports a lot here in Fairfield County. And that's our goal with the Taste of Fairfield County Agriculture, is really to make people aware of the agribusiness here in Fairfield County. At the same time, we're talking about a lot. The big focus is on local foods. So we're going to have a lot of local vendors here. And again, this is on September 3rd, coming up here. September 3rd, we're going to start at 4 p.m. and 4 to 7, and there'll be lots of local vendors out here. You'll be able to sample some local foods the vendors will bring. We're also going to have some demonstrations with the horses, correct? You want to talk a little bit about those?
We'll have some of our staff here riding and giving demonstrations on the horses. We're hoping that Special Olympics, they come out here and practice on Monday nights, and we're hoping that they can come here and give us a demonstration. And they're always looking for volunteers. So we really hope you can come on that Thursday, September 3rd. We're really looking forward to meeting all of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the other highlights of the evening, we'll have actually the meat science department from Ohio State University come down, and they have a whole freezer full of steaks and things like that. And they're always preparing different recipes with their steaks. They have a big grill out here. They'll actually address the crowd. We'll have some demonstrations. They'll tell you some of the best ways to prepare certain cuts of meat and really talk about the meat in terms of the best way to prepare it. That's always a crowd favorite. The line is very long, and it's always tasty. Yeah. The Fairfield County Cattlemen's Association will be here, and they always do something really nice. I think this year they're going to do some mini fajitas, which sounds great as well, and they do a fantastic job. The petting farm will be open.
Oreo will be waiting.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And another thing, the partnership with our local Farm Bureau organization, they're also going to be putting some, we'll have some raffles and door prizes. So you're going to need to get a ticket. You need to pick up a ticket for this event at the Chamber of Commerce. At the OSU Extension Office. You can get them here at the Home of Joy Farm if you're out this way. And they're located to several different places. There's no cost to the event, but we'd like for you to grab a ticket so that we can kind of tell how many people are coming and how many people to expect. But also, we'd like to collect your name and email if you're willing to give it to us, only for the purposes of letting you know about our next agricultural event next year. And as you fill that out, you will be entered into a chance to win one of our wonderful door prizes, which we've been told we're going to do a couple electric smokers. So for those home smokers that on the back porch, and I can attest, I do a little bit of that myself. It's a lot of fun and usually really a wonderful turnout as long as you do it right. But so those will be some very nice door prizes, and there's be some more to come as well. We're really expecting a great evening and looking forward to it. We appreciate your partnership, Doug and Robin. Really looking forward to being out here.
Yeah, we're looking forward to everybody here. It's everybody come out. I mean, it's a free event. Just come and enjoy. We're going to have all kinds of stuff happening. So
Absolutely.
Just come here and enjoy the day.
Absolutely. Again, that's a Taste of Fairfield County Agriculture. Public is invited. Just stop in and get a ticket at the Chamber of Commerce. You can call us at 653-8251, or you can stop in at the OSU Extension Office or here at the Home and Joy Farms, and they'll have tickets available. Guys, if folks want to learn a little bit more about your farm, or they're interested in being here for some of your events, what's the best way to learn a little more?
Best way is to go to homeofjoyfarm.com, call 740-808-8187.
Thanks again so much for having us, guys. You got a beautiful place out here. Keep up the good work.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely. Well, again, folks, thanks for watching Business Forward. Again, this is a partnership with Interphase Video and the Lancaster Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce. Until next time.